Morning, guys. How are we all doing? Have we had a good week? Welcome into the Euro session. A little bit of an early one today. Double espressos all round. Let's dive in. Right then, guys, as always, if you're unfamiliar with this console, where have you been for the last couple of years? Best data in the crypto market. Full stop. I don't know how the fuck anyone else trades without the data provided in systems like this, and this is the best one we've got in the world. Yo, Daniel, how are you doing? Serkan is in. Serkan, what lows are we going to, sir? Have we hit your lower targets yet? Are we going lower? We're still ranging, aren't we? So we will dive into some data. Grab links from below if you're unfamiliar with this console. Free trial, if you've been struggling. Jump into the academy. Lots of free stuff in there also. All right, guys. So let's dive in. Currently on the old multiverse. Couple of things to run through with you today. Basically, we're obviously going to have a look at Big Dog Bitcoin and what it is doing. Couple of other assets I'm checking. ETH has some levels lower, but is just going to follow Bitcoin, to be honest. I'm watching TON because that's been interesting. I've avoided it all week, but it is coming down to this interesting area. And Sol. Soy Boy Sol. Only day trade I have got on today. Swap is in the house, the automated Twitter robot that is Swap. Go follow Swap on Twitter. It'll keep you up to date with everything you need to know with regards to order flow, absolute order flow, degen, and God, to be honest. So I think it's been a great week, personally, of trading. Whichever way your bias is, I think the trading has been brilliant. It's just what I absolutely love. We had some shorts at the beginning of the week. WIF in particular, I can show you that one a little bit later. WIF was brilliant. Bitcoin obviously coming down from the highs at the weekend. Cheeky fucking fuckers at a weekend again. Fucking fuck's sakes. On a Sunday. Why is it always on a Sunday at the minute that we get the move? God, anyway. So, yeah, Bitcoin coming down. So, alts rotated down on Monday also. Then they rotated down into some demand. And then towards the middle of the week, Wednesday was a bit choppy. But then I think there was a few longs to be had yesterday. Caught a couple of longs myself. I can go through those if you so please. But then I was just trying to highlight to some of the guys in the Discord that BTC is still in this range, you know. And it's going to be here for a while. It's going to chop everyone up. People aren't going to like it. So keep higher time frame targets out of your head for the moment until you get those mega, ultra, giga risk reward longs, to be honest. I think the shorts just keep those day trading at the minute. I think we can rotate lower, certainly. I'm not even sure this 58k order block on BTC. I will go to a larger chart in a minute. Just on the old multiverse at the moment. I think this 58k order block on BTC, I don't know if that is going to hold. I've got a feeling we're going to pin price action here all weekend, probably until Sunday, Monday again. Alex, bull or bear? What's next target? We are ranging, sir, so I don't give a flying fuck what is going on. Just to highlight that for you. So if you missed the video or the live at the beginning of the week. So I tend to do my videos on a Tuesday because I like to see what price action develops on a Monday. Let's just have a quick review then of where we've come from and where we are possibly going. So Bitcoin obviously had that big break up last week, just under 65k, was it? We'll go and have a look at that. And then it was starting to rotate back down. So I really like the clean levels we've had. So super clean levels on Bitcoin to do business here. Resistance to support flip. Okay. So it pushed out of that range resistance. It needed to find some support or failure back into range. Okay. So as was producing that video and then subsequently went into the live session, which was Tuesday in the US session, this is where we were. Okay. So we're back at 62 here. And the lowest order block then was 62.1. Okay, so we're just rotating down there on the live session, and basically you can even just see here from the ratios there was real lack of demand. We needed something a little bit special at those previous value area high range highs to confirm that area as support and get a rotation up. Bulls did an absolute shit job and we falled back to range. Okay, so that's how you play it, level to level, okay? If this, then that. If I find demand here, we'll risk on and we maybe rotate back up, okay? If I don't find demand, I'm going back to range, and it's going to really piss everybody off. But Nick's a range trader, and so I absolutely fucking love it, right? So that's what I was saying back in August. I said, look, we're going to be here for a while, probably until September, so get used to it. And I thought I'd best just highlight that again with a few charts there, just saying, look, you need to get used to this chop and range. If you're not into trading ranges, if you really struggle with them, okay, either sit on your hands and just say stay spot long, okay, if you've got some spot from lower, or go and grab the TRDR Academy and jump in there. But yeah, basically, BC trying to hold 58k. I don't know if it will. We're going to have a look at some data right now, all of us together, fresh. It's been a busy week. Let's have a fresh pair of eyes today, okay? So 58k spot in defense. ETH will follow. The only one asset I do like for a little day trade today, not necessarily a swing or anything, is Sol. Okay, so Sol was looking really, really good down here. Sol with some spot bid. I'll show you that. So spot bid in the lows, that's now dissipated, so it could rotate lower, and some perps bid as well. So basically said to the guys in the Discord this morning, let me just go to that. Had a few longs and shorts this week, but said, look, I'm going to long Sol here and see what we get. And there was some nice confluence with the classic TA charts as well. Big order block down here. It's the value area lows of larger range and smaller range. So basically showed that to the guys and said, yeah, okay. This is Teal Street, by the way, using Teal Street Terminal at the minute. You see my intro there, 138.35. In a slight bit of P&L at the minute, I think, but it could come back. Let's have a look. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. We'll see what we get. Teal Street, I highly recommend. It's a really, really good terminal, but this is a bit of a day trade to me. I will tighten this up because I'm away from desk a little bit again today. I want to see a push. If it doesn't push, yeah, probably going to get stopped out, but that is par for the course. So what we will do, let's go and have a quick look at some levels before we jump into the absolute giga alpha that is the TRDR console, okay? So a little bit of a flat day, okay? So should we have a little top-down analysis really, really quick? I don't want to bore anyone with the old classic tier. Okay, so top-down, BTC weekly, here we are. Weekly 21, it's been the same area for a while as we are ranging. 61.2, 61.3, okay, that's your weekly 21. Good area of confluence to start to hold in the future for further rotations up. Daily chart. Right, so higher time frame daily chart, we are in the lows, so value area low on the dailies, okay? Your POC still right up there. Monthly open, that is where we tagged. Okay, so that was our big rise up. Last week into the weekend, that's where we tagged the monthly open and a daily naked point of control there. We're now rotating down. The chart looks a bit shit, doesn't it, to be honest? I think we can chop around here a little bit before any larger deviations. As I say, I'm looking for, just pulled a quick fib time here. I'm no expert in fib time whatsoever, but I do quite like to pull them now and again and draw a little bit of confluence with the old crystal balls. See what moon phase is going on. Is Saturn aligned with Jupiter? And then I might be able to get a bit of an eyeball on what where BTC is going to move. But we've got a bit of fib time going on the daily, and I think I've got a weekly fib time coming at the beginning of September as well. So double whammy. Could that be the low? 6th, 7th / 8th September low grind. End of September. You know, if you think about seasonality as well, September's generally not too good. Don't always have to be that way. And then rotations up and expansion towards the end of September. I'd be quite happy with that, to be honest. Right, let's move on to the 4 hour. I believe I'm on a 4 hour there. No, there's your 4 hour. Okay, so here's our range. Real big expansion up into the value area, the high, up into the monthly, and now we've got a weekly open up there as well. This was a Sunday, cheeky fucking bastards, when we're all away from desk, enjoying ourselves. And we've come back down, and we're just battling this point of control now. It's a real, as I call it, knife fight in a phone box. It tends to be in these zones, so I'm not too interested in Bitcoin right here, right now, especially seeing the order blocks that we've got above and below. I'd prefer a little bit of further expansion, and then we might get into a bit of business. So happy to leave BTC alone today. A couple of reasons. One, because it's Friday. It's been a good week. It's Friday. If we don't get any larger expansion today, with it being Friday, do we just sit here, you know, in a $200 price action for the next 48 hours? It's pointless. It's pointless to me now. Give me a bigger expansion, lower or higher, and then we'll do some business, okay? 1 hour time frame, okay? You can just see that point of control there. We're just absolutely battling it. This is where we came up yesterday and tapped just below that 1 hour EMA. Just to show you that I was actually, I'll show you that. We'll go through that Sol long in a second. Was actually playing some longs from first thing in the London session yesterday morning, ETH, Mask, ETC, and then I had a short on some clear. Remind me to show you that chart in a second when we go and have a look at some altcoins, okay? But was playing some longs from the previous day lows. A lot of larger order blocks got hit in some altcoins or first thing in the London session. So I was looking for a little bit of a rise up. Volume was rising quite aggressively. Open interest was pretty chill. Funding has been mixed still as everyone just gets wiped out. But was quite happy to play some longs first in the morning. But I did say to the guys, this is the private section of Discord from the Academy, okay? That I would certainly look to short larger assets back down if they show weakness. So as we went up, then subsequently said to guys, look, I'm closing my longs here. BTC is getting absolutely hammered. I did want over 61, a bigger expansion over 61k yesterday, but didn't quite get it. Okay, we came up and we tapped about 61.1, but you can just see that supply getting hit there in the aggregated OBD. And then suddenly up here, it was quite light supply. I'm looking for a bigger expansion. You know, I've said before, I like to short when there's a bit of violence in the market. I like a wick. I like a wick to take that liquidity, and then it's right, let's do some business. We'll go back down, yeah? Yesterday, we were kind of like grinding up, and you can just see the aggressiveness here from the ratios. Binance, CB Pro, Bitstamp, Gemini Twinsies were hitting some spot supply as well. Something of note, Binance Perps, one of your largest markets, 30 ratio, and then obviously, you know, confluence of Bitfinex Perps and BitMEX Perps. So 3 very, very large. Unfortunately, we don't have Bybit data, full book depth data. 3 very large, okay, smart guys, hedging positions, taking profit, putting shorts on, okay? At the same time, that spot is selling in that area as well, okay? So I said to the guys, holy shit, right, I'm coming out of this now. I'm looking for a rotation lower. We're at the highs of the range, but not quite. We didn't quite reach up as high as I wanted, but you've got to stay dynamic and just take what the market is giving you, okay? Let the data lead you, okay? I'm certainly not going to hold alt longs when I'm seeing this from Big Boy Bitcoin, all right? So, and I think DK in the live stream on Discord mentioned this as well. I didn't quite catch it, but I've got a feeling DK was talking about, you know, putting some short positions up here on BTC. Absolutely fucking spot on from the main man again, okay? So all very good. Caught some shorts, posted the P&L to the guys there. But for me, just quick in and out day trades in this range, in this chop. And that's where we are, all right? So yeah, at the minute, long on Sol, you can see here, demand, fading slightly. Nothing too heavy, and we'll see where we go on that. All right, guys. So just to highlight a couple of points there. All right. What we're going to look at now is we're going to run through BTC data, obviously, and then I think ETH's going to follow. So I'm not going to concentrate on ETH too much. Let me just come out of the multiverse. The multiverse. Let's have a look. BTC. What am I on? 3 minute. 3 minute. Oh, 1 minute. That's from getting an entry on Sol, to be honest. I didn't quite catch the wick lows. I wasn't awake early enough, but yeah, we'll see what we get on Sol. I'll keep you updated. Right, where are we? So let me know your thoughts. Have you had a good week? Have you had a good week, first of all? Have you had a shit week? Are there any trades that have failed? I've certainly been stopped out a couple of alt trades. I said to the guys in the Discord, you know, When you trade in alts, especially some of the lower liquidity alts, you know, and BTC's making its move, you really want BTC to just hold steady, don't you? You want, you know, especially if you're on the long side, you want BTC to hold steady, or at the very least move up a little bit, all right? And these European sessions can be a little bit choppy. But yeah, I got stopped out a couple. I think ARB and AR were looking good at the beginning of the week, and they really just they just didn't perform. They really ground down into the demand base zones and just didn't. You want them to volley back up, and they just didn't. So we'll see today. Not too interested in much risk exposure today, moving into the weekend after a good week. Okay. So let me know your thoughts. Have you had a good week? Anything that's failed, let us know. It's all about sharing. I can show you the trades that did fail. Yeah, ARB and AR were a couple really. So yeah, this looks right. Let's have a fresh pair of eyes. Let me know if I am missing anything as well. We're going to go through some BTC levels. Okay, we're going to have a look at all the usual volume and everything before we jump into any absolute degenerate magic bean altcoins, aren't we? Okay, so this level 58k, it looks quite nice, doesn't it? And look where it is. Value area low of the range. Just very quickly, let me go to this chart for you. Not a 1 minute. That's for the D-gens among us. Okay, so yeah, round about there. So here's our fixed range. I know you all love a range, don't you? And you love me talking about ranges. Right, I won't concentrate on this too long. But look at where that top level, so this is confluence of your TA and your order flow, okay? 57,996, so a cat's cock hair off 58, all right? But this is, you know, if you pulled this on TradingView, it's probably ever so slightly different depending on the exchange and the volume it does. All right, guys. So, but basically, just to show you where we are, this is our range, massive expansion out. This value area high from the live session on Tuesday is where we were looking to see demand for a rotation back up. Okay, so from that last session, we were looking for demand here. I want demand, right? I want resistance to support, flip, and go. At the end of the live session, it's basically saying, look, if we don't get that, you are falling back to range. And here we are, we're in our range. Okay, so what can be said now is, and the only thing I just want to point out quickly was that get comfy here. Like I said, you're now at this POC, it's an absolute chop zone. The biggest order block is coming down in that value area low at 58. The best risk rewards do actually come below there. You see these wicks here, okay, and this one here. So the best risk reward longs do actually come below, I do have to say. The deeper you can get it, and that's obviously down to trader execution, all right? But just wanted to highlight that. Let's move back into the order flow and see what is going on as Bitcoin tries to move up a little bit now. That's the, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I don't know how anyone can draw a magic wave pattern times Ganfan times Fibonacci times crystal ball moon phase and say this is where I'm bidding. If you haven't got supply or demand order flow to review what is actually going on, fuck knows. And just on that point, some people are different, and it's whatever works for you is absolutely fine. But some people will use the old classic tier. Okay, so and quite rightly, you know, they'll look at a weekly level, a daily level. I know Serkan yourself, you're into the old wave patterns and very, very good at it. Serkan was calling the bigger nuke down from those higher time frame levels a few weeks back. So yeah, I'm in favour of checking the demand levels in the order flow, whatever distance they are. So I tend to only have, I think this is a 20% range here. Let me just check. 10%. Okay, so I look at a 10% range here in the order flow, and I prefer to look at this as it's happening, okay? And then I'll jump into a bit of classic TL, TradingView or whatever, you know, and I'll go, right, okay, so where is price then? I'm seeing demand in the price action, Bitcoin's in demand, but where is it in relation to the chart, okay? Is it still quite high up and these are just degenerate bids, okay? Or is it low and it's actually getting sold into, and these offers into the lows, the selling into the lows, they're actually going to get ripped apart because open interest being nuked, funding's negative, all the rest of it. So you play it how you want, you know. Do you look at the classic tier levels, then jump into the order flow? I tend to like it the other way. I like to look at the order flow. I like to look at the larger time frame order blocks, the big order blocks. Where is this defense level at? And then I'll zoom out a little bit and I'll go, okay, well, where actually are we on a 4 hour and an hour chart and such? So let's run through then. So what we can see is this was your supply yesterday. All right. This was your supply yesterday. So this is aggregated OBD. This is your supply zone. Not massive, not a massive amount of supply, but it was certainly enough that bulls didn't have much follow through here at all. This supply was certainly enough to make me go, oh shit, okay. Because the longs that I did have on yesterday morning, they really didn't, they did not perform whatsoever. ETH was just like a limp dick, to be honest. Not like Vitalik's massive 12-inch donger. ETH was just doing absolutely shit. ETC was doing shit, and overall longs were as well. If you caught any good longs this week, it was probably not one of the main legacy assets. They were really, really weak, grinding up into that US session. Really not giving you that P&L that you want from quick day trades, and then hitting that supply. It was just like, right, oh, fucking hell, okay, slam. And if you watch what perps were doing yesterday as well, look at this. And then they chased it down, and then the red dot there was actually, I think we had a group spot. It was slightly after the high, don't matter, it gave you a trade. Group spot selling there, as we've seen, and then perps, as we've seen as well, got really, really aggressive there. Slight bounce towards the end of the European session. That did not bother me whatsoever, and away we go. And then I was quite happy last night to just take profit on that, because as you see in this, you don't know what's going to happen. Okay, we're in a real smaller, lower time frame range. You don't know what's going to happen. I'm just going to take profit and review the order flow. Maybe we come back up again, hit more supply, rotate down. At the minute, fresh pair of eyes. This is the only chart you've seen. You've not got a clue what's gone on all week. Fresh pair of eyes. This is your level still, okay? 58k is your level for the coming 24, 48 hours. This is Binance Spot. One thing to be said is you've not got much demand, and certainly no larger order blocks in defense from the other exchanges. So let's go through them quickly. So Bitfinex, interesting to see Bitfinex USD. I have actually been wanting to bid this area a little bit. I would keep an eye on those guys. Very, very smart traders. Bitstamp, no edge there, but look at them. They did actually just hammer that at the top there yesterday. Coinbase Pro, and I think we're all aware of this, especially if you are using this console. It's been mentioned a few times over the last week or so. 55k level seems to be the bigger confluence. Okay, if you can get anywhere down there with some larger depth of book, that's going to be a good risk reward. Okay, if it gets some bid on it. Right now, obviously, it's a little bit far away. We're not going to see any bid right here, right now. Gemini, yeah, they want to defend 58 as well. I don't think these guys obviously do enough volume to push the market off their own merit. But I certainly today I wouldn't look for any giga nukes down when we've just come down and you've got these order blocks. Okay, so you want price to rise up again, really, and then hit this. This was the short, wasn't it? And as I say, I'm quite happy to just take day trade, take profit here. I wouldn't look for a giga nuke to smash this zone right here, right now. It could take days. It could take another week. Serkan says, I'm in favour of all the techniques to be used, whatever makes sense there, isn't it? Yeah, you're dead right. You're absolutely right. Everyone's different. Whatever works for you, whatever style, you're absolutely right. We see, and Vitaly, how are you doing? We see 58k is affected by more exchanges. A good sign. Yeah, exactly. More confluence, the better. I mean, the only thing you would say is there's just light demand here. Aggregated demand, it's quite light, isn't it? Right, let's go and have a look at Kraken. So Kraken, they want a bit lower as well. So USD and USDT. The Kraken you can get some alpha from. For me, personally, seeing that there at 63.5 and then seeing that at 55, there's no edge there right now. So it's nice to be aware that those zones are there, but there's no edge. You know, it's not telling you anything. It just says, I've got a few limit orders down here. Can you come and fill me? And maybe they never get filled, you know. And I think, yeah, these guys, Kraken USDT, are looking for a deep cut. They've been there for a while. Absolute, look at how many orders they've got down here. So if we do get a deeper cut, just be aware into that 55, 53s, they are there. And that's all I would say right here, right now. No major edge. Like just keep an eye on them for any deeper cut if we are to get it. Okay, so perps, as you'll be aware, again, if you're following the console, they have got no depth whatsoever, which is indicative of a little bit of indecision, a little bit of market making, and it's not indicative of trend. Okay, so that's why I think we are going to sit here for at least the next 24, 48 hours. We might rise up, we might rise down. Knife fight in a telephone box kind of price action, I'm not interested whatsoever. Yeah, you know, you can scalp day trade this if you want, but you're invalid. You know, you've got to get your executions down here as close as possible to 58, or just let it rise up. But it has to be said that no depth of book from the perps traders whatsoever. Okay, so I don't think we're going to hit a trend, a breakout / trend anytime soon. You generally see the order flows really fill up on perps when you get that break, back test, and then you run and gun. Okay, you'll see perps just absolutely fill up, and they'll really start to defend price and chase price up. USD Bitfinex perps, a little bit messy. You never really see major top levels from these guys. They've been there for a while. Those up at 66, to be honest. Nothing to the downside. Interesting. BitMEX has been pretty spot on at the minute, I do have to say. And yeah, okay, so they pinned price here. Okay, so this looks a little bit messy. I would look at the top levels there. Okay, so they pinned price here, and they actually did a good job of it, pinning price there for a good 12 hours. Yes, price action ground up. They pulled that order, you went a little bit higher and then rotated down. But they were pretty much, give or take, a 0.5% or 1%. They pinned price for a good few hours, and then were pretty much on the right side of the trade. Now, interesting to see that these guys have flipped. What have they got? 58.4. Okay, so in the US session, I say US session because European session tends to be a bit shit. Volume wise, if you've not heard me say that before, it's just the European guys. Sorry if I'm repeating this for anyone, but the European guys, we don't tend to throw in the volume that can really move a market. It's rare that the European session you'll get a big move. Okay, now something of interest, they've got some bid here. BitMEX have got some bid, and they're also defending 58.5. So if I was to trade Bitcoin today, which I'm not interested to because I am slightly away from desk, but I'm just looking for a bit of a bigger, I'm looking for Bitcoin to hold still or at least rotate up a little bit for my Soy Boy Sol long, okay? The long on Sol, just to finish the week, but US session, if you get a bit of this, then I would look for a bit of a rotation up because these guys are defending 58k. So are Binance Spot. Okay, so they want either a fill or they're going to defend this area as well. So yeah, not bad. BitMEX have got a bid, like I said. So yeah, not bad from BTC. Now, cheeky, they don't think if they start chasing up, then yeah, you could get a bigger rotation up. And that's the thing to see is, which we have discussed before, if price starts to rise and then dynamic bid comes in and starts to chase, that's conviction from spot and from your perps traders that you are actually going a lot higher. Okay, so just keep an eye on that. Don't know what that entity was doing there. Just have a look. Was it 58.4? I'll check that later. I won't bore everyone with that. Go and watch the OBC video on my channel if you're not familiar with the OBC. But yeah, I would watch that, and especially if we come down and meet some demand there. Okay, so that is Bitcoin levels. Pretty much covered everything there. We're on a lower time frame range. Here's your highs, here's your lows. You're at the POC. They're not top levels. I've just drawn those back, so haven't I? What a Dickhead, let me just check. Did I draw that top level down there as well? Surely not. No, that is a... Oh, I did. What an absolute noob. What an absolute noob. Do you know what I did there? I drew a little green line. And then I said to you lot, oh, look at that. They've moved the top level. And I'm going here and I'm wondering why I can't see a big movement in the top level. What an absolute cock. Anyway, right, let's move on to... I want to just go and check volume with you and a couple of other things. Right, so volume yesterday was, as we were in this flat price action down here, okay, you had very slight bull dips from perps, you had slight bull dips from spot. Swap. What a knobhead. Do you imagine if I'm trading that? I've drawn a green line on the chart by mistake and then I'm trading it. Oh yeah, look at this level, the dynamic bids coming in and... Oh God, in the US session, if we get a bid down there, I'm gonna... it's my little drawing. What a knobhead. Anyway, I was looking for a rise up yesterday. I mentioned that to a few of the guys. Volume was really kicking in in this lower grinding price action while we had slight bull divs on the 15-minute. Okay, so spot, perps, bull divs, flat price action here as volume continued to grind up, and I like to see that when the open interest is very low. So obviously I'm sure a few of you are familiar with this template, but it is the volume king template. Go check that video out as well. I can share the template if you need it, but it is in a lot of the socials. So was looking for a rise up yesterday, but as I mentioned at the beginning in the Discord as well from yesterday, I said I've no qualms about shorting this back down if it rises up. Okay, and then what you want to see for that continued rise up is, so you've got this flat price action, you've got bull divs, price is grinding up, and then what you want to see is you want to see the open interest come up nice and slow, not aggressively, nice and slow, new contracts opening just in this area, and then we can do some business. Alex says if data is telling there is selling much more than dump straight, if data is telling there is selling much then not dump straight. Don't know what you mean by that, Alex. I might be misreading that, sir. Yeah, so got that rise up. Pretty nice. Now, something of note is open interest is still pretty low here. Okay, so quick day trade short, in and out. Nicely done. Thank you very much, crypto market. Right now, 15-minute time frame. So lower time frame, slightly slower look back. Open interest still pretty low, okay? So I could certainly see another rotation back up here. I could see another rotation back up, maybe into the weekend, and then we'll go from there. I'm certainly, and this is another reason I'm certainly not fussed about saying this is aggressively going to break 58k and just go down to 55k's right now. Volume coming off, appreciate it's the European session. Open interest pretty chill if you compare to where open interest was back here at the 64, 65k levels with the LS ratio confluence, okay? With the LS ratio confluence as retail traders were going long on a Sunday afternoon. What the fuck are you playing at? Okay, so open interest pretty chill at the minute. That's all I have to say. Right, quick look at liquidity. Let's have a quick look at liquidity. The best levels on the chart. I'm going to draw a level, and that is where Bitcoin is going to. It's not going $1 above or below. That is the level, sir. Isn't that what wave traders do? Sorry, sir, Can. I know you are good at your wave analysis. I'm only saying that because I can't trade them whatsoever. Wave traders, we are going to $55,401, not $1 lower. 100x limit order right in there right now. Right, let's move on. For the OI, which exchanges are you not paying attention to? I think OKX skews our data slightly on the OI. Oops, I've got it on. Let me have a look. Let me just quickly have a look. Let me have a look. If it'll load for us. Yeah, Binance, BitMEX, Bybit, Huobi, KuConfute. I think OKX skew. Maybe they're giving us better data now. It did really skew the data before. Maybe I could even leave that on now. I won't do it now. And a bit next. So the big ones really. I don't think we have. We might get better data on the open interest for Bybit, but basically all the big ones, obviously, all the big ones. Binance, BitMEX, Bybit, Huobi, KuCoin Futures, which is actually, it's called Futures. It's actually this here, I believe, this USDT, not your main futures. So these are your perpetual derivatives. These are your futures. Okay, it's just called KuCoin Futures there, but yeah, OKX might be all right then. I'll have a look into that. Yeah, or just grab the if ever you're in doubt about settings, I mean you'll know this anyway, but just grab the template that's in the shared settings, shared thingy off the Discord or Telegram, and then that's what I always do. That's what I always did. I just took all DK's templates and just stole everything and made it my own, so I had a better understanding of what's going on. But you know, that's the way. I'm just going to tweak it slightly so I understand it and it's visually more, you know, aesthetic to me and the way I trade, and that, you know, the aesthetics are nothing obviously, but anyway, I digress. Right, so here we are, POC. I just want to show the liquidity on the 4 hour. Something of interest is spot is rising. Okay, I think that's just because there's been a lot of, I was going to say contracts, but a lot of spot changing hands, hasn't there? So we've got a slight rise in spot liquidity coming up. Open interest did get nuked back here before that kick up. So open interest, a bit middling. These were your highs, obviously. Open interest highs from the weekend, that Sunday. Perps liquidity, very low. Okay, very low, and you can see that in the order flow as well. Your main liquidity for this is going to come from Binance Perps, obviously, and you can see just from the order flow, they've got no real interest whatsoever apart from that slight selling. Well, it was quite aggressive selling actually, though, that they did. So yeah, keep an eye on this. I would certainly say with the Perps liquidity down here, if we do get any larger deviation, which would be nice and give us cheaper prices, you know, if you do come down in the coming weeks and start to crack that 55k level or wherever, just keep an eye on this because Perps is chilled. Okay, it's risk on. Perps is saying risk on. Spot is on the rise, but if it comes down, that's going to be a risk on. Okay, and open interest in the middle. But again, if open interest comes down, as we see here, risk on. Obviously, that was a giga nuke. Let me find another example for you. Okay, so back here, Perps was on the way to nuking. Spot nuked, open interest nuked, liquidations, risk on. And the same for the top side. 72k, giga high, Perps contracts. Absolutely everyone vying for a position in Perps. It tends to be, in crypto especially, obviously, everyone gets bullish at the highs. Load of contracts at Perps, mega high. Spot is high. Open interest at the highs as well. Risk off, headshot. So just wanted to show you that. I think we're a bit diddle in the middle right here, right now. If we do drop lower, I think liquidity chart, higher time frame is certainly just going to show you risk on again. All right, guys. So I think that is everything for big boy Bitcoin. I think, are we rising up? Not doing too much in this European session, are we at all? Why do I use HNA? Because I actually, I've probably mentioned this over the years, I don't really care about candlestick price action. The only thing I care about in candlestick price action is, and you won't get, I don't think you get this exactly correct off HNA candles, so you do need to look at proper candles. Is I like a weekly open, so I need to know where that is open. I like a daily open as well, to be honest. And yeah, general support and resistance. Wicks I'm not too fussed for because I like to bid at the low of those wicks or sell short at the high of those wicks, and you don't know it's going to be a wick until you are in. Do you know what I mean? So this, we were selling up here yesterday. Was that was that a wick? Not really. Not really. Let me. Oh fucking hell! I bet I fucked it now. Oh, that's all right. It sometimes changes the colour. So yeah. So what I mean is, so imagine you are bidding this here, right here, right now. Okay. Now imagine that on a daily, let's just talk, so a daily candle, imagine this now goes to 66, all right? So you're going to then get a wick that looks like that, right? Something, because it's going up here, right? Now, what if you're waiting for a candle wick, and I'm talking about a daily, obviously, because we haven't finished price, I don't think it does. But if you're waiting for a wick, your risk reward is then around here, or is it up there, or where is it? Whereas using the order flow, I'm in here. You're waiting for that wick to then confirm something. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying you are, Daniel. I'm just saying. So I actually don't give a fuck about. I know they can be useful, and some people love them, but I don't care. I could have this chart on a line pattern, to be honest. I'm only bothered about the actual price, my order block levels, and then is there demand or supply on them. Candlesticks, Helkanashi. I could have this as a line. I really don't care. I just think H&A a little bit more aesthetic. And I also don't like the way when you flick to candlesticks on lower time frame, if you're, and I've maybe suggest it for someone, it don't have to be, but if H&A, it doesn't have to be. You can set price as price on H&A. Yeah, you can set price as is on H&A candles. If you're looking at candles, also, I don't like how volatile they are. They're just fucking all over the place. I don't like it. So that's that. If that makes sense. Yeah, there's on. I think you can do it in here. Indicator value. It might not be. It might not be in here. I mean, look. I'm looking at this anyway, right? I'm looking at this all day long. I'm looking at this price here all day long. I don't even particularly look at that there. Yeah, you're right there. So it's $40 above on this H&A, but in trading view, you can set it to be as price. Real price is on the price scale instead of Helkanashi price. There you go. So in trade view, you can set it. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, yeah, in the TRDR, I'm looking at this, to be honest, all day long. This price line is just, where's it going? I look at this and this all day long. More often than not, I'm actually not even really particularly looking at this main chart until I want to kind of get a bid in, and then I'll you're either gridding orders or you want to mark it in as close as possible to these areas, but then your levels anyway, and you're executing on your terminal or whatever, your levels, etc. Yeah, just never been into candles from years ago. I've never liked them. Just never liked them. Anyway, right. Let's move on. I don't think there's a lot to say about ETH. This is shit price action. It's not moved in 12 hours. It's going to do what Bitcoin does. The only thing you need to be aware of is perps are particularly ready for ETH if we get a drop lower. Look at this. This is rare. I've not seen that on ETH in a long time. And if you compare that, this is USDT perps on ETH. If you compare that to how Bitcoin looks, okay, so perps traders for some reason, and they could be wrong, okay, I prefer to see spot like that. Perps traders on ETH are very, very ready, a bit lower, all right, so just bear that in mind. Let me check what Soyboy doing. Sol is moving up quite nicely. I think it's lost a little bit of bid, but that's to be given because it's already moving, so I'll manage that, manage risk. If it starts to come back down, I'll just let it stop me out. Right, what yeah, did that make sense, Daniel? You know, some traders, you imagine some traders literally the absolute giga chads, and you know, your old school stock traders and guys, of course they'll have a chart up with, you know, candles on or whatever, but they're, you know, fucking hell, some of them are literally just looking at the price, and they've just got a DOM. They've just got a DOM chart in front of them, looking at bid ask, etc. You know, they know the levels in the head where they want to get in, and then they're just looking at flow, order flow, in and out, okay. Which is, it's great if you can trade like that, isn't it? But yeah, aesthetically, just looks nicer, doesn't it, as well? Right, what do we need to look at? One asset that was good this week is WIF again, I think, and it's from the short side. Where was it? It was right back here. Shorts on WIF, the order flow really, really good again. So this was at a similar time Monday to when other assets were in heavy supply. I think WIF, there was a few of us, they were looking, you know, just like they wanted to rotate down. Comes down, hits the demand zones, and it's, you know, it sells through these demand zones, but the rest of the market did as well, so just be aware of that. But WIF continues to have very nice order flow. Nothing for it right here, right now. I'm just going to have a look at Pepe while we're here. Pepe reacting to some bid, but not too much edge right now. What else did I tell you what was a good one yesterday. Again, if you're looking to hedge a short position, what was the coin? Clear. So 15-minute chart, this will look, this was just a day trade yesterday that I pointed out to the guys. So 15-minute chart, it kind of looks like you've missed the move, because obviously you want to execute if you can get these highs, but that spot supply was a little bit further away. Now, yesterday, at the exact time that I was thinking, shit, I need to close some longs here, and Bitcoin is looking like it wants to rotate lower, flicked through my assets. So I don't have any alerts on this. I don't have Clay in here, but I just, you know, sometimes go through all the assets, just click through them, see what's happening. And Clay was a good one yesterday to hedge your short position. All you're doing is, right, I think the market's going to rotate lower. I'm going to use that top level as my risk. Don't know where it's going. There we go. Don't know where it's going, but I think the market's rotating lower. So this is the trade. And again, said to the guys yesterday, yeah, close that one out. Nice risk reward, day trade short, hedge against any spot longs that you may have still as the market chops about. Coming into a demand zone, kill it, you know. Another one that was good, and I do have to say, it was a quick in and out day trade, but just be aware of this, was BNB perps the other day. And it was this move here, okay? So then you see that BNB just goes like a stable coin, doesn't it? And then this dissipated. So again, this was at the beginning of the week, looking for rotations lower, similar time to WIF and a couple of others. Perps popped in, massive level there. Execute as best you can in there, take the day trade, grab 3 or 4% on your derivatives portfolio, fire and forget trades, hit some demand. I don't like being short on exchange coins, I do have to say. So that was a quick in and out. It's just rare. This is all supply here, so it was hitting some spot supply as well. It does have to say, I probably have, but it's very rare to see that from perps on BNB. So I was like, right, okay, this is a fire and forget, you know, 1.5–2% risk, in and out, and away you go. And that's the way the week has been so far. I think even last week as well has been a little bit like that. And even there, I wasn't too fussed for shorting it again. You can see here it's not really doing too much. Couple of coins that really stretched out their bid and demand this week that I did have an eye on, and did get some reactions. ARB was one of them. Okay, so ARB into a big demand zone. So, you know, if you are a fan of this asset and maybe you want to get some spot exposure, I would keep an eye on a few of these levels because it's certainly into some big demand zones, okay? But for day trading, I was quite happy to get in a couple of longs in this area, but then it just struggled to perform, you know, it just struggled to perform. This is what you want. You want this down and you want this, yeah? But you almost want it to just keep going, you know, or tighten up your risk. It was just the case of the way the market is, the way BTC is ranging. Didn't quite get that. So it's just really now, oops, I'll just draw another top level for you. Don't forget to bid that one. It's just the case now that a few of these altcoins are really stretching the limits of their demand zones. You can see here, this bottom top level is your kind of last chance saloon, isn't it? I would certainly look for that if you do get any rotations down lower. And AR as well was another one. The perps chart is a right mess, but if you look at the spot chart, again, this was one that, again, mentioned to the guys, looking lower. Okay, so you're viewing it at this point here, and there's kind of like, I wouldn't chase that short with expectation of it coming down. Now, that's not the way I see things. I don't just expect rotations down, but what I do is view where the demand is, where the order blocks is, and mention to the guys, right, okay, I'm watching AR, I'm happy to get in along here at the demand zone and then see where we go. But again, it just rotated down. I think I got stopped out on this one at break even, or it might have just clipped me down there. Said to the guys, look, I'm killing these. They're just, you know, it's really stretching the levels here, and it still is. And then what you find is, what you could find is these levels might not come back in, and this might be it. It might have gathered enough liquidity and bid to then rotate up now. So for spot exposure, keep an eye on these sort of things. For day trading and perps, couldn't give a flying fuck, to be honest. So there's no edge right here, right now. If it does start to rotate up, I don't really care. I'll leave it alone. There's plenty more out there to play with. All right, guys. So let's have a look at a couple more things. All right, and then just drop it in the chat if you think there's anything I've missed. Is there anything on the console you need to know? Let me know now, or forever hold your peace. Grab a link from below for that free trial. And yeah, let's have a look at a couple more things. What's Big Boy Bitcoin doing here? They're all a bit diddle in the middle. Bitcoin's actually doing just in the green. It's struggling for breath, isn't it? It's just in the green. Let's have a look at the lizard coin, XRP. Illuminati lizard coin, not doing a lot, still at 56 cents. I think every time I've been live in the last year, it's been at 56 cents. Wild has some nice order flow, whether you love it or hate it. Just catching some bid now. I'd prefer it if that order block was a little bit bigger to get filled in that zone. Full disclosure, not too fussed about putting much risk on alts today in any way, shape or form. Just that sol long that we had a look at the beginning. Yo, Free the World. Thanks, Nick. I just tuned in. Have you looked at TON? No. I had it on the multiverse chart at the beginning. Let's have a look at TON then. Obviously, there's been a lot of speculation about this. It's been quite a nice chart, but the supply, what I would say is the supply side, we've only got perps data here. I don't know if Binance, we have got spot data, but it's from Bitfinex, and it's an absolute mess. Qcoin might be okay, and OKX might be okay actually. But what I would say is the perps data has been quite good, but the bears have been winning. Okay, so perps data has been very, very nice. You see your order blocks there, your top levels, and then the supply zones giving you some really good selling. The bid side has been getting decimated, hasn't it? That is a classic. You are in the matrix, and this console, the TRDR console, knows what is coming. We always say that. Show me, give me the news and I'll show you the chart from X amount of time back. Absolutely, perps, absolutely capped price. You are going no higher, and you got a giga nuke. So if anyone did play that, let us know. I didn't have a clue what was going on. Missed all that action. So yeah, just to say that on ton, let's have a look where we are now. But the supply side has been better. It looks like after the news event, and if there's some calm in the storm, demand is starting to show, and are the bulls now starting to take over a little bit? The only thing about this is, I prefer Binance spot chart for this, but we just don't have it. The only thing about this is it could rise up, but your nearest perps demand is 4% away. So you really want to look for that to hold. Now, more often than not, especially with perps, these zones can get taken as liquidity. Okay, so you take that area, and then you get the full reversal. So I would just keep an eye on that maybe in the coming days. I'm sure I don't think there's a trade right here, right now, unless you want your stops under there, but that's fucking miles away for me, to be honest. And then, yeah, just of note that your nearest top level's back way up there at 5.9. Have we got any edge on volume? Probably not. Yeah, actually, you could be building some bull divs. If you do come down to those lower levels, you could be building some bull divs. Now, this is obviously perps Binance. That's obviously going to look like that because there's a lot of bid on it. But open interest is nuked. Okay, open interest is giga nuked. The only thing to maybe look for here is if you get the full volume king cluster down here. Okay, so get your LS ratio and your funding all down here as well. Maybe it needs to come down to get that. Keep those bull divs, get the volume king cluster down there, and then we might be able to do a bit of business. That's certainly what I would look for the weekend, to be honest. If BTC takes any kind of rotation, I wouldn't do anything with it right here. Now, I think there's other assets out there that are probably going to look a lot better and serve you better. Give us a shout if there's any you've seen. I did look through the full market this morning, to be honest, and Sol was the only one I wanted. And even that, as I say, even Sol is just a day trade. How are we doing? Up still on Sol in the old Till Street terminal, but only just. Yeah, it needs to kick up. Sol's one that I'll review it as I go today, but I'll probably... I don't know if it's a fire and forget trade, Sol. It is it's come from some okay demand, but not absolute giga demand, and they've pulled that now. So I'd prefer to see this stay, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, we'll see. I think it's time to level up my course and get into the art of data. Yeah, I mean, speak to in the Discord if you message Terra. If you message Terra, you can message a couple of these guys. Message Terra or message Diesel or Diesel. These guys have certainly got a lot of it, and then there is a few other guys in here as well. But these guys, Terra, and these guys have been quite active because they're asking for a lot of questions and what's going on and stuff. But then there's a few other guys in here as well. Yeah, just message Terra, see what he thinks. These guys will be happy to chat. You don't even have to DM them. Just message them in the general chat if you want. They won't mind telling you what they think. I think they've got a lot out of it, and I'm certainly posting a bit more in that section. I'll post in the general sections and obviously on Twitter if I've got some real alpha. But like I mentioned from the beginning of August, really, we're in a range. We're going to chop here for a while. Get comfortable. Get comfortable here. I said that back in the middle of August. Get comfortable. It's going to be choppy. Forget, some of your higher time frame targets. It's nice to have those in mind for your spot bags, or if you want a spot bid a lot lower. But if you are, if you're into trading, if you want to stay dynamic, if you want to clip a few percent to add to your derivatives, account or whatever, and then maybe we get that big dip. Maybe we get fucking 55. Maybe we get 48 again. add add a few percent to your trading account, and then maybe you can add that to some spot if we're luckily enough, I would say, to get a bit lower, and that's that's what we do in that private section raise. We talk about higher time frame stuff. Be aware of this, be aware of that. But we're in there. We're doing day trades, and and the like. If I do have any real alpha, shit. Okay, we've got $1 billion. We've got $1 billion. You all know, don't you? We're dropping. We've got $1 billion aggregated bid. Everyone's bidding this. We've got volume divs, liquidity charts nuked. This is real risk on. I will be very vocal in the chats on Twitter. I'll post a short video on YouTube or whatever as well. I'll be very, very vocal. But for the last couple of weeks, towards the end of summer, I think the trading's been very, very good. Okay, I think the trading's been very, very good. But there's just not a lot to shout about, We keep coming to these highs and everyone wants higher. We drop to lows, everyone wants lower. And what do? We continue the range. So good trading, I believe. But yeah, I think we may have a couple more weeks. I did it before. Yeah, I'm quite vocal if I think we're going to hit a point of, not a swing. I class spot bag holdings as swing trades, really. But, if you hit those real juicy areas, and I'm still in favour of longs, really. Every short has been a hedge, to be honest. But if we hit, if we come down in the coming weeks and we hit that, like I mentioned, $1 billion bid, bullish volume divs, liquidity's nuked, everyone's in fear, thinks we're going to 12k, I will be very vocal that I think this is a risk on area. I certainly will. So yeah, speak to a couple of guys in Discord. I will be. It's been Teal Street. So was trading. I'm in the UK and we struggle to trade derivatives. We struggled to trade historically traded derivatives on Binance. That stopped towards the middle of the bull run. Okay, went to FTX. Not going to talk about that. Went to FTX. Got ran over by them. So this is just a quick summary. Then was trading on, not naming any names in case the feds are watching, was trading on a couple of our exchanges, had a bit of a break for a while in day trade. I do have to say, last year or so, I've been trading a little bit, but have had a little bit of a break from it, with a few things going on. Then wanted to get back into it. Okay. There's another guy in the TRDR community. I got just quickly. I got approached by Blofin in Twitter, and then a crypto exchange. Grab a link from below. Get yourself a little bonus. Not to be a shill. I got approached by Blofin. Then I asked. I can't remember his name. Sorry for forgetting your name, but I asked one of the guys in. Oh, it was Doffy. It was Doffy out of the community. We were on the live session with DK, and Doffy was using Blofin, and I said, "Oh, I've just been approached by them. Is it any good?" And he said, "Yeah, it's a pretty good exchange, whatever." And then with a lot of these exchange, Blofin's brilliant. There's a lot of pairs on there. It's really, really good. The only thing I would say is consoles like this, terminals like this. I used to use in Silica. Terminals like this are just a lot better for execution. You've got a lot more orders on them. You can see straight at the top there, you've got your usual market and limit, but you've got the TWAP, all of the rest of it. It is a lot better. So yeah, just thought, right, okay, I'll use the Blofin exchange then. Back to the day trading. But I do recommend, if you can get into it, get a good terminal for your execution. That's all I would say, really, to be honest. In Silica is good as well. I just fancied trying something new. I don't know if in Silica's got all the web bits and pieces to it, but I'm sure it has. Does it not? Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I noticed when I was going to Blofin, I noticed Teal Street did so, and I know a couple of the guys out the community use Teal Street as well, and I'm impressed with it. It's been good execution, like lightning. Very, it helps with your slippage as well to a certain extent, depending on the exchange you're using, obviously. with their liquidity. But yeah, it's good. I do like it. And the best bit is this. This is your best bit. This shit like this will make me use your software all day long. The P&L cards are absolutely fucking brilliant. Yeah, get on it. Right, should we, I'm going to grab a coffee. Should we summarise then? I think you're in for a little bit of slow price action. Friday could be, you've got your 58k level, right? Lower time frame for the gunslinging scalpers and day traders. This is your invalidation at the minute. End of. This is your invalidation at the minute. Watch for the US session. You could get another rise up. Sellers have given up to a certain extent here. TUSD, they've still got some selling. BitMEX of note, again, we looked at that earlier. BitMEX have flipped and they're supporting this level as well. If you're looking at getting some exposure, maybe just wait for the US session. You might get a little bit more risk on. European session, normally a bit shit. I think we could be in for a 24 hours of nothingness. That's why the only best risk reward long I saw, I didn't want to particularly chase shorts down today, was Sol. So I'm in a Sol long just to finish off the week. A little bit of an aperitif trade just to finish off the week. Don't want much risk exposure on because, as I say, I'm away from desk today. Just on that note, I have been away from desk a little bit on and off the last few weeks, but next week I am back at it fully. So I should be more available in the communities on Twitter and the like, and we'll get a few more videos going as well. Going to update some of the tutorial videos. The TRDR tutorial videos, need to update a load of those as well, bring them fresh and up to date. So yeah, watch for a bit of choppiness. If you're going to execute as best you can down here. Could be a bit of a choppy weekend. It's unfortunate, isn't it, that it's always a Sunday at the minute. I would watch for any action on Sunday. Generally, historically, it's the Asian session open, so 1 a.m. UTC kind of time, 12 to 1, check your local times, but the Asian session open. But the volatility has been coming a little bit before then. Also, all right, guys, so yeah, nice easy levels to trade. I'm not seeing much edge in other alts right now. If BTC rises up, they're going to do the same, to be honest. Let's see what we get in the coming 12-24 hours. Hope everyone has a brilliant weekend. Don't stare at the charts too long. As you've seen from this week, if you miss the move on a Sunday or something, more often than not, you're going to get some more setups as the week progresses. There's been so many setups this week. It's been ridiculous. Really, really good trading, I think. And I think the larger time frame move, the breakout, the big trending Q3, Q4 move, whichever way that may come, if we get it, we're speculating, aren't we? I think we've still got a little bit of time before that comes. So chill out, get comfortable in these lower time frame moves, okay? Don't have too much bias one way or the other yet, apart from the fact that everyone is spot long, so you all want price to go. You all want price to go up anyway, all right? But yeah, let's have a good finish to the weekend. If you've had a good week, protect those profits. Maybe just relax a little bit. Maybe review a little bit today. Only take absolute optimal trades. All right, guys. So look, have a good weekend. Oh, what are we doing there? Back to it. Maybe I've had too many espressos and I'm ultra hyped. Back to it next week, guys. All right. Cheers. Speak soon.